Do we know what we're doing? No. Are we going to do it anyway? Yes. I'm your host, Alexandra Broxma, and this is First Time Energy. Inaugural podcast. Inaugural episode. Please stick around. I hope you have a great time. I'm here to just welcome you to First Time Energy. So the goal of this podcast, I guess, let me tell you a little bit of the background here before I introduce my very first guest. I know I struggle sometimes with anxiety, and I don't always portray that for the people who know me who are watching this. They're thinking, really? But I have had a handful of situations come up where I'm almost stopped in my tracks. And I thought, what can I do to help people that I know or don't know come into these scenarios and navigate through them with less anxiety than I have? I don't know that I can remove it completely for people, but I would love to just make the process simpler. Ultimately, the first time you do something won't feel like the first time. It maybe feels like the second time because you've already had some guidance along the way. So I hope that everyone enjoys listening to my opinions, really. There's no facts behind any of what I'm going to say. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right into this journey. So please let me welcome my very first guest. I am so excited. First person I thought of, Kyle. Thank you so much for joining First Time Energy. How are you doing today?
My pleasure. I'm good. I am excited. I'm a little bit nervous because I've watched many podcasts, but never thought I would actually be on one talking about whatever it is we're going to talk about. So it's kind of surreal almost.
I'm going to take that as a compliment because you are a very straight shooter, which means if you didn't think that this was going to be at least mediocre, I don't think you would have agreed to come on it. So I'm going to take that as a compliment. So thank you. So grateful that you are here today. Small backstory, I guess you and I have known each other since 2020 when I got into the real estate business. And I'm so grateful for all the education and mentorship you provided to me. But along with that came a friendship. Many opinions have been shared, whether or not we agree.
Yep.
Like I said, you were the first person I thought of because today's topic, so let me, I guess, back up here for just a second for our listeners. And I do apologize, right? First time go with this, no podcast experience, just kind of the point of this, testing something out and working through the fears and anxieties. So today I have brought Kyle on because he's someone who understands the very specific panic of ordering something simple. And my origin story is I had a very long fear of going into Pancheros. And for those listeners who don't know what Pancheros is, think about a Chipotle-esque like place. It is the Iowa local version, I guess you could say, of Chipotle. So anywho, Kyle here has a very real fear of ordering drinks at Starbucks. Am I correct?
100%. Yes.
Okay, so that's going to be our topic for today. But before we get into the meat and potatoes of that, I would love to introduce you to our first segment, and it's called First Time Check. So you've already said you've never been on a podcast before, right?
Correct.
Okay, how aware of your voice are you right now on a scale of 1 to 10?
Now you're making me think about it. I don't know. I've heard myself in recordings, so I don't know. Like I don't hear an echo, so I'm curious what this game is going to be.
Well, no.
Okay.
It was just like, when I hear my own voicemail message, I'm like, who was that? So
Sure.
it's more of a question of like, how are you feeling about your voice right
Mhm.
now? Is there anything you want listeners to know before we get into this?
This game, this podcast, what specifically?
Just the topic in general. Anything you want to say, you're welcome to.
I have thought about this topic and what we are going to talk about. So I'll be very curious to see if my fear is justified and
Okay.
what led to what trauma happened to me that caused me to be this way. So that's what I'll be curious about, if it actually makes sense and I'm justified in it.
Yeah. Okay. That's a very real thought. So let's back up just a minute to my origin story. Ironically, I worked at Starbucks as one of my first jobs. So I was there for almost 4 years. And our Starbucks that I worked in was directly across the parking lot from a Pancheros restaurant. And we would have employees from Pancheros come into Starbucks and they would ask us if we wanted to do trades, right? They would bring in food, we would give them drinks, and we would just cancel it out, right? Because we got free drinks, they got free food, and it's good to go. The food was delicious. Like, I loved it. I absolutely
Mhm.
loved it. Now, came the time one day when I was like, oh, I'm going to go get some of this. And I had no idea what I had been eating. I was just being given something. And two, looked inside and there's no like clear path to where you're supposed to go, what you're supposed to do. Okay. And it stopped me from going for years. Like for a couple of years after I left Starbucks, I just didn't, I was like, I miss Pancheros. I want to eat it. I ended up dating someone who lived near a Pancheros. And one day he just said, hey, we should get Pancheros for dinner. And I didn't tell him that I was terrified. I just went, yeah, okay, that'd be great. I made him order first and then I went behind him and it's like a Subway. You go in, you tell him what kind of bread you want, but I just copied everything he said. The only difference was I know I didn't like spicy. So I'd got no salsa instead of hot salsa, right? That's where my story starts. I also don't know what trauma I have. That's a very valid point. But may I ask your permission for two things?
Sure.
One, throughout this podcast at some point, how do you feel about me sharing our text messages? That date, I have done some research. They date all the way back to 2021.
That
In
is
the
funny.
first time you asked how to order at Starbucks. How do you feel about that?
Go for it.
Okay, cool. Because I do. Please remind me, what's your favorite drink?
So I really don't drink coffee much. So if I'm going to Starbucks, usually it's fall because I want like a pumpkin spice latte. That's my typical drink that I'm going to get, or something pumpkin adjacent. If it's Christmas time, gingerbread adjacent.
So this tracks with the record of text messages I have from you. When I type in pumpkin spice into my search of my text, you are the only person that comes up in a sorted record of text messages. And they are, typically speaking, leading into August. Sometimes we get into like late September.
Okay, that around the
Okay.
time it comes, I don't know when it's officially time, but it's like I feel like the first week of September, right?
I feel like they keep moving it like more and more forward. It feels like it's the middle of August and all these different things.
Sure.
Um,
Mm.
but I do remember one time, and I think the texts corroborate this. I believe I brought a pumpkin chai into
Yes.
the office,
Yep.
and it was not a menu item at the time. It was a
Trauma. This is why think it's so funny that you have a trauma of ordering at Pancheros where literally everything is in front of you. Whereas when I go to Starbucks, there's nothing. But I'm supposed to know all of the secret ins. I know I'm jumping ahead, but I just want to throw that out there.
no, that's fine. That's
That
the point of this.
is the I don't want to say it's laughable being afraid of having everything in front of you at Pancheros where I don't have anything at Starbucks. And that's why I have such a fear of ordering.
So, yes, to your point, I brought something in that was you kind of have to know. And I had
Hmm.
4 years of experience experimenting with making whatever the hell I wanted to make.
Hmm.
So I just try a lot of different things. So this was a chai latte and add pumpkin syrup to it is ultimately what that recipe was. Now, because I had years of experience, I had perfected
Hmm.
the recipe and it tastes exactly like pumpkin pie. Not too sweet, not too spicy, just right. And you loved it.
Hmm. It was
Yes?
great. It was great.
Okay. So this is where the text messages start, right? And one day I get a text from Kyle here that says, hey, can you tell me what I was supposed to order? And I type it out. So I actually go in and I type out the exact like pumps and
Hmm.
everything that you should be utilizing. Tell me what happens when you get a text like that. So I send you a text message that says, say this. Here's the recipe. How does that go for you when you get to the drive-thru?
So in theory, it goes great because I have everything I need to say. It's right there. I don't have to think. I can just read it. but then it never fails that they throw me off of asking me some random thing about it or not
Is there
hearing
any
it.
food we can get started for you today?
No, no,
So that's what
not
they're doing
even
now.
not even that. It's just the, "Oh, I didn't get that." And I feel like, again, I'm sure this is just me projecting on the situation, but I feel so judged that I don't know what I have to literally read the script in order to order a simple drink.
What are you afraid they're thinking about you?
Oh, so this is where I have been thinking about where this trauma comes from. And so prior to us meeting at Skogman, I worked at Hy-Vee for 7-ish years in the Italian Express department making pizzas. And the amount of people that would walk up and plan to order a pizza and they act like they've never seen a pizza. They couldn't possibly imagine what toppings could go on a pizza. They couldn't like they have no idea the size, nothing. And it is just it's such a way it's so frustrating when you're having to sit there and wait on them and they have no idea what they want. They change their mind 15 times. They see something and, oh, I want that instead after you've already written down everything they want. That to me, that's what I'm afraid that I'm wasting their time by, again, I should know what I want going up to the
So
drive-through.
your trauma is your own judgment on other people.
Yes.
Is what it sounds like.
Yes. Yes, because I know if I have that reaction to someone coming up not knowing any, are we allowed to swear on this?
Yes.
Okay.
This is an unfiltered,
Okay.
you know me. I'm not gonna make a show that puts me in a nobody puts baby in a corner.
Yeah.
Yes, you absolutely
Okay, just
can
I
swear.
honestly I should have asked that at the beginning, but and now that it's out there. But like I don't even know where I was going with that. But it just like you
I believe what I was saying to you was your trauma is your own judgment against others.
yes, yes, because I know the amount of times that people come up and waste my time and it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
This isn't, brain surgery. This isn't rocket science. Like it's not that difficult. It's not that deep for that matter either. But
So
it's
let me
way
just go ahead.
it's just a waste time of something that you can prepare for before you get up there because then there's 18 people behind you in line also waiting for you to get done with your order. So that's where it comes from of the anxiety of I'm wasting someone's time and causing this process to not be efficient.
You've said a few things here that have stuck in my mind. And one of those is be prepared before you get to the
Yeah,
ordering stage.
a hundred
And I
percent.
think that that's a very valid thing, right?
Yes.
And the only thing I have to say to you is I send you a text message and you're technically prepared.
Yes, yeah. But I
It's
think
not that deep.
the last time I did it, I think they threw me off by like, they asked if I wanted it hot or cold, or if I wanted it
Mm-hmm.
something not within the realms of that message of what you told me to say, and it threw me for a loop.
Now, maybe that's my fault because I think I've only ever introduced you to that beverage iced. I don't know that I ever brought it in a capacity of anything other than over ice.
Mhm.
I don't think, for the record, it does not change the ratios of the recipe that I've given you, from my opinion. Okay, so I think we've uncovered your trauma.
We haven't even scratched the surface.
I love this. Now that we've figured out your fear of being judged for wasting people's time, I completely respect that. And I can just absolutely, having gone through that training, right? And I don't know what the Starbucks training is like now, so I can't speak to that. But when I was going through training, they wanted you to help a customer from the moment that they ordered in the drive-through to the moment they got their drink. The goal was 3 minutes. That's almost impossible. By today's standards, getting that many drinks out that quickly was hard.
Mhm.
Now they've separated their kitchens, right? They have like a drink station for just the drive-through that's really more utilized just for that, and I think that that helps speed that up. But does that rush also make you feel pressured?
I don't know. I don't think that rush aspect of it. I think it's just the entire experience of it's not only am I affecting the workers, but I'm also affecting everyone else trying to get the drinks itself. So
Okay.
I don't think it has to do with them trying to get it done quick by any means.
Do you have more or less stress being in a drive-through versus going inside to order?
Oh, that's a great question. I think I have less stress going inside because you have like all of the menu, whatnot. I feel like if you're doing drive-through, like you're trying to go quick, that you don't even want to get out of your car or anything like that. So that's actually a really good point.
I get drive-through paralysis almost everywhere I go, and if I go through the drive-through almost anywhere, I will always order the same thing
Uh-huh.
because, 1, why does a restaurant need 45 different options on their menu? That's my first question. Second, they're always rotating. It's like kinda like the pumpkin spice. There's always something seasonal, and then I finally work up the courage to order something new, and I'm ready to say it, and it's gone off the menu, which causes me to freeze, so then I just order the filet of fish.
Yeah.
It's there's no do you know, I will tell you the one time I did not get drive-through paralysis. Do you remember when I won the year of McDonald's?
Mm-hmm.
It was like
It was the
a
Big
Big
Macs,
Mac a
right?
week or
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yes, and now you can't have paralysis because you only have 2 options. It's the Big Mac or the breakfast egg McMuffin, so
Oh,
that was nice, and they
uh-huh,
made the decision very easy.
uh-huh.
That was a very easy experience. Well, my situation, and I feel like part of the reason I wanted to talk about this topic is, have you ever not gone to Starbucks because of that fear? Have you ever been like, gosh, I'd really love to get one of these pumpkin spice drinks today, and then the fear has overwhelmed you to the point that you didn't go?
Yeah, or maybe not so much fear, or just like, I don't need it today. I'll be fine.
I
So
wish I would have searched. That's still kind of fear. It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
you told
you're not
yourself you
wrong. You're
wanted
not
it.
wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, you told yourself you wanted it, but then you rationalized a reason why you didn't need to go because of your fear.
Yeah, no. Okay. All right. Thank you, Dr. Alex. Yeah.
You're welcome. That sounded so nice. I could never sit through school for that. I really wish I would have looked up this text from you because I do feel like I got a text once where you went through the drive-through, ordered something, and you fumbled. I don't know what it was. I don't want to even say it that way because I don't want to perpetuate the anxiety that you have. The text was something along the lines of like, "Well, that didn't go well, and I can never be seen at this location ever again."
I wish you would have looked to like see what it was if I actually
Ah.
described what happened. The only time I can remember, again, it's been a while since I've ordered a drink from Starbucks, but I feel like again it was
Well, yeah, I
something.
mean, you have a solid 4 months before you need to stress
Yeah,
again.
literally. I think I specifically said I wanted a hot pumpkin chai, and they're like, "Oh, do you want that hot or do you want that cold?" I literally
And that was
said I
enough.
wanted hot, and it was again, it was something stupid like that I think irritated, maybe more so at that point in time, but
I'm searching my text messages right now really quickly just by, keywords, and I'm not seeing it yet, but if I
okay.
find it, I will be sure to throw this in here. How many people know you have this fear? But before today's podcast, how many people do you think in your sphere know that you suffer from this?
Not many, because I have a really great hack for hiding it, or I am able to hide it by preparing for any type of like meal ordering or anything like that. Like I
Okay,
know,
what's your trick?
so my trick simply is if I know I'm going somewhere to eat, you better believe I've already looked at the menu. I've already pretty much decided what I'm gonna get when I get there, unless they have some type of special or something, probably just a special is what it would be. Or if someone's like, hey, I was really thinking a pizza, like would anyone split that with me? I could be swayed that way, but no. And that way too, if I'm out to eat with someone, we're not spending all that, or at least I'm not spending all that time going through a menu and having the anxiety of what am I going to get and whatnot. It's simple. And then we can just sit and chat more and not have to deal with having the waiter stand there and, I don't know, what's your favorite burger? I don't know, one that's cooked. Like, it's not, again, it's not that deep, but
Look, this is how I'm going to pick my podcast guests. I just want to say, for those of you who would, I know I've got some people on the list who are like, ooh, this is great. I'd love to do that. Step up, okay? Kyle's setting the bar here. I love some good laughs along the way. And I appreciate that you can kind of chuckle about this and really like, I relate, right? And I think that that's why we can joke about it
Mhm.
because we relate in different ways.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here going, well, I worked at Starbucks. It's really not that big a deal. And you're on the other side. You're like, just stop wasting time. Okay.
Yes.
The other thing I would love to talk to you about now, this has nothing to do with Starbucks, kind of to do with Starbucks, but can we just talk for a second about tipping? Okay.
Yes,
The
please.
act of
Yes,
leaving a tip for
please.
service.
Yes.
So I do know that you have some strong opinions about this.
Very.
And I think we had opposite opinions for a while until it was presented to me at every opportunity. I am afraid I'm going to walk into Hobby Lobby one day and they're going to ask me to tip them. Do you leave a tip at Starbucks?
No.
Why not?
I can't remember if it was, I know it was a conversation that we had in the bar and grill one point in time where if I have to stand and order my food from you, if I have to stand and order my food, you're not bringing it to me, you're not bringing me more, you're not refilling anything like that. To me, that doesn't constitute a tip. And I think that's where, in my opinion, tipping culture has gotten ridiculous, where if I smile at you, that apparently now is worthy of a tip. Like, where does it stop? It has to stop somewhere.
That's a fair point. I got tips when I was working at Starbucks. We would get tips and we'd
Mhm.
split them between the baristas. Now, when I worked at Subway, that was not the thing. I worked there at the same time, right?
Mhm.
And Subway, it's the same process. You go in, right? Similar to Pancheros. You go in, you say, I'd like a sub sandwich or a burrito, and they make it to order, but you don't tip them. Yeah, like I said, I'm just seeing that more and more. And I know you get texts from me every once in a while where I'm saying, oh, guess who asked me to tip today? And then I have to think about, am I going to? Should I? So let's talk about DoorDash. When you do you order DoorDash? Do you ever use
Absolutely
DoorDash,
not.
Uber Eats?
I'm too, I'm too cheap. I'm too cheap. No,
That
I'm not
tracks.
too cheap, I'm too smart because of the
Okay,
pricing
that's fair.
that I know there's a time and a place for it.
Yeah.
I understand that and I realize that. But again, my money is more important to me than 5 minutes of driving to and
I
from
like
to get my food.
the fiscal responsibility. Okay, I can support that for sure. Because if you think about the amount of money people spend on DoorDash and the increased prices and then plus the tip, it would fund my entire Starbucks habit for a year, to be honest with you.
Sure,
Let me just ask you one final question about the Starbucks thing before we move on to the next segment.
sure.
I think you've said you like the pumpkin chai.
Yes.
Now, all of these celebrities, everywhere you go, have their like, get it their way. You know, whatever celebrity's got a McDonald's order or a Taco Bell. What's your celebrity order? It doesn't have to be for Starbucks, but what would your celebrity order be and from where?
My
Do you want me
select
to go first?
Sure.
Okay. Shout out to Skyline Chili. It's one of my favorite restaurants. It's based out of Cincinnati. I would get my order is 2 cheese conies and a small 3-way. And that is 2 chili cheese dogs with onions, mustard, all the cheese, and then also a side serving small spaghetti with the same onions and cheese. So that's my celebrity order.
Nice. Honestly,
Where's your go-to?
I don't think I have a celebrity. Okay, hold on. Maybe I should double check. Are you saying you as the celebrity are getting this food or you're copying
Yeah.
someone's? Okay, I just
No,
wanted like
this is my order.
gotcha. Okay, so perfect. I
Or
have
so like if I was to go to Pancheros, my order would be
gotcha.
a burrito bowl to go, extra rice, half a scoop of black beans, chicken, and then they go, "Do you want quesos or veggie?" And I say, "Yes, both." And then I get cheese, 2 scoops of corn, sour cream, and pico. Boom.
Okay. Nice.
Delicious. Everybody should try that.
Love McDonald's. Big Mac, small fry, 4-piece McNugget, sweet and sour sauce. you have to have the orange iced tea. Absolute
So you
must.
were really excited when I won that McDonald's
Oh
thing,
my
weren't
god,
you?
yeah, it was great. I loved it. It gave me a reason to go eat a Big Mac when I know I shouldn't. But so yeah, that one, and then I've had the same Subway order since 20 years maybe, and I don't even think that's being
You don't even look 20 years old. Come on.
it's I know we were getting it before I could actually drive there. It's been forever, but it is a sweet onion chicken teriyaki on Italian herbs and cheese. Got to get the veggies, but most important, you need extra mayo, extra sweet onion sauce, and Parmesan cheese. That's my celebrity order.
I could maybe get behind that. I will have to try that.
I don't think I've eaten anything but that when I've gone to Subway for years.
That's impressive.
It's just
Is
it
it fear?
No, it's like I have, in my opinion, I found the holy grail of Subway sandwiches.
Well, how do you
So
know that if you haven't tried anything else?
maybe it could be a little bit of fear,
Maybe
but
I'll send you my order and let's see if you can
yeah,
get through it.
if I ate Subway 5 times a week, or like that's where I worked at, like, I
Yeah,
probably would have a, more broad, I guess, for sandwiches, but I get it maybe once a month, if that. So to me, if since again, feel I have found the absolute best Subway sandwich, I'm gonna get that. I'm not gonna waste
that's
my
fair.
my time, my money getting something that I may or I mean it'll be fine, but I would just rather have a sweet onion chicken teriyaki.
That's fair. Thanks for your celebrity order. I
Of
appreciate
course.
this. I am going to try that. I feel like we've shouted out quite a few businesses today, by the way. So if any of these places would like to sponsor my new up and coming podcast, we've got Pancheros, Starbucks, McDonald's, Subway, Skyline Chili. Um, I mean, duke it out.
Get
Whichever one
it.
of you wants to come at me. Here we go.
Mhm.
Kyle, are you ready for commit or cancel?
Yes.
Okay, the idea of this is I'm going to rapid fire some questions at you, and all you have to choose from is commit to the action or cancel.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds good.
All right, here we go. Already know what you want before you get to the counter.
Commit.
Okay? Reading the menu while people are behind you.
Ooh, cancel. Nope. You should know.
Ordering something you've never said out loud before.
Ooh. Uh, I'm gonna say commit, because if it was like if I read the description and really liked it, it's got to be commit.
Okay. Trying to pronounce a drink correctly.
There's one that sticks out in my mind that was terrible, and I don't even want to say it now because I don't even think I can say the drink name correct, and people are gonna watch this and make fun of me. So
So is that a cancel?
that's a cancel. Yes, not doing
Okay.
it.
How about just pointing at the menu instead?
Oh no, no, cancel. No,
Okay. Asking them to repeat a question.
commit. No. If I can't,
Okay.
if it's noisy, again,
Yeah.
I would rather have that extra clarity that they understood what I said and vice versa. So there's no surprises or minimize surprises.
How about customizing an order?
Commit.
Okay. And last one, going back because your order's wrong.
Ooh,
Or just
okay.
I can never go back to that location ever again.
Gosh, it would really have to depend. I think I would commit. I don't think I
Okay.
would. And then from there, how they respond to my inquiry and that this isn't wrong. Actually, you know what? No, it depends. It really depends, because I'm going to say cancel. I'm going to change my mind because I'm afraid of what they would do if they felt,
Retaliation?
yes,
You're afraid of?
yes, if they felt that I ordered it wrong and it's my fault for it being wrong, what are they going to do to it? So I'm going to say cancel. I'm gonna say
I
cancel
think
unless it's crazy, crazy wrong. Like I ordered
I
chicken and they gave me beef. That would
that's
be
fair. That's
something.
fair.
Yeah.
Well, I know some of those probably made you feel a little bit uncomfortable, but I thank you for playing that
Yes.
rub, commit, or cancel. Which brings us to our last and final segment. It's called This Is How We Do It. The segment's purpose is to kind of recap what we've talked about and really give the listeners a plan for maybe the next time they find themselves in the drive-thru at Starbucks. terrified to place an order. This is how we do it when we're ordering at Starbucks and it feels like a performance, okay? You're probably thinking, what if I say it wrong? What if I hold up the line? Why does everyone else around me sound so confident? Maybe they've done this before. So here's the plan. Step 1, decide what you want before you get to the counter. Even if it's something simple, just give your brain something to hold on to. I'm going to say coffee. I'm going to say coffee, right? Build up that inner confidence.
Yes.
Second, let them guide you. They literally ask you the questions, right? What would you like to drink today? And if you just said coffee, they would say, okay, what size, right? So let them be the guide. Third step, no one cares as much as you think that they do. Everyone's already focused on their own order because they're worried they're going to screw up their own order, so they don't care what you're saying right now. And lastly, just say it. It does not need to be perfect. It's okay to repeat yourself. It's okay to make changes. Find that inner confidence. And I know it sounds so, it's easy today to say, wow, this sounds so silly, but it's such a common anxiety or fear for people that I really think that hopefully this is helpful for someone. Even if it's not following through on the steps of the plan, right? Maybe it's helpful because now you're going, gosh, I'm normal. This is real and valid. So, Kyle, I want to thank you so much for being my inaugural guest on this podcast.
Woohoo.
I have plenty of topics I feel like I could bring you back for.
Heck yeah.
There are many first-time experiences that we can share our expertise on. But as I leave all of you today and all of the listeners, I just want to remind you that awkward is fine. We're going to do it anyway, and I will see you next time. If you enjoy learning what not to do through my personal suffering, First Time Energy is for you. Give us a follow.